Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I haven't watched a Heat game in a minute. I haven't I've watched them sporadically, but not like in full. And unbelievable what we saw today. Bam Adebayo goes for 83 points. Second most in NBA history. A guy who came into this game averaging 18.9 points per game. Bam Adebayo had 31 at the end of the first quarter. He had 43 at halftime. The man scored 40 in the second half. 20 for 43 from the field, 7 for 22 from three, 36 of 43 from the free throw line. He scored 10. I mean, they kept fouling him. They were doubling him. They were tripling him. They did not want him to beat them. It was unreal what we saw tonight. Welcome back, everyone, to an edition of Heat Unfiltered. It's been a minute. I know. I do a lot of the content as well, but it's been a minute here. Miami Heat's on fire right now. Miami Heat's rolling. Miami Heat is sitting here right now at 37-29, first in the Southeast Division. They're actually ahead of the Orlando Magic, and they are playing exceptionally well. And Bam Adebayo today went out there and played by himself because Tyler Hero didn't play, and he's been playing well. I got to give him credit. I don't have to like him, but I got to give him credit for playing well. Norman Powell's still out. Andrew Wiggins out. Khalil Ware didn't play. It was Bam Adebayo leading the Miami Heat to a 150-129 win over the Washington Wizards. Bam Adebayo scores 83 points. Miami's second leading scorer was Simone Fontecchio, who had 18. Jaime Jaquez only had 5. Davion Mitchell had 12. Pele Larson had 10. Kasparas Takushonis had 5. Myron Gardner had 4. Kishad Johnson had 8. Drew Smith had 5. That's your scoring. He shot 50% from the field. They took 59 free throws, and 43 of them were Bam Adebayo. I got to believe that's probably a Heat record in free throw attempts. My God. You never seen anything like this before. Obviously, we haven't. It's the second of all time. And there was a point where I was just like, I hope he gets to 60. And I was like, I hope he gets to 70. And then I joked around for a second with my sons, and I was like, can they get him to 81? And lo and behold, Eric Spoelstra did something that I completely did not expect, and that was he left Bam Adebayo in the game. I for sure thought after he broke 70 that he was going to pull Bam, and he didn't. He left him out there. He left him out there because he recognized the magnitude of the moment, which I appreciate finally because Spo does lots of stuff that really irritates me. But he recognized the magnitude of the moment, and he left Bam out there. And he let Bam go get it. I mean, we were only up 15 going into the – I'm sorry, 7 – it was 16 going into the fourth quarter. And games – a 16-point lead in an NBA game can disappear in a blink. Bam starts off hitting a couple of free throws. And it became like bam, 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 bam. Like, get the ball to Bam. It was that old school get it, pass it to Will offense. And they were just – you could tell that Washington did not want to give this stuff up. Maybe they should have thought about that in the first half, and they had 43 at halftime. But then he hits a 3, and then he gets a rebound. He gets an assist, and I'm just trying to scroll this thing. Another assist. Then he gets a 2 on a dunk. It's still 9 minutes to go, and you're like, oh, he's gonna break 70. He's gonna break 70, and hits a free throw. I think it was and 1. Why is this going so slow? He blocks a shot. I thought at certain points it should have just put him out there to cherry pick and stand on the opposite side of the court and throw him, the home run passes and all that. But they were giving the ball in the inbound, out of inbounds, and he was being guarded by 2 or 3 people. It was nuts. How many points did he score in the final 7 minutes? So he finishes with 83. So he makes a free throw to make it 136-108. He makes another free throw here to make it 137-110. He hits another couple free throws, 139-112. So that's 4. He gets a bucket there. That's 6. 143-119. 7. Started taking some crazy 3-point shots also. And you got free throws again. 9. Then you got another 2 there. That's 11. And another one here. Then he gets 2 more. So he had 13 in the final 7 minutes. So he was at 70 and he scored 13 points in the final 7 minutes. He basically scored almost all the Miami Heat's points. What he did today was unbelievable, people. Like, if you missed this game, make sure you go back on FanDuel and check it out. If you have NBA League Pass, you can go back and watch the recording of this. But this was a sight to behold. I mean, early on, he was hitting threes also, but, he kind of calmed down from the 3-point line. You could tell his legs were going because guys don't play this many minutes in the NBA anymore. He played 43 minutes, 42 minutes, I think it was. Take a look. He played 42 minutes. I'm looking at this number, 83 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, plus 20. Man, not a lot to say, but Jesus Christ, man. What the hell? What did we watch? What in the world did we just watch? Homeboy had 83 points. There are no words. I mean, there's a lot of words, but there's just like, it's a loss of words because that just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. He passed Kobe Bryant. And I'm going to be real. I don't remember Kobe Bryant being doubled and triple teamed when he had 81. Like they were doubling Bam. They were doubling and triple teaming Bam Adebayo the last 6 minutes. They did not want him to touch the ball. They didn't want him to touch the ball. They didn't care if someone else scored a layup. They did not want him to touch the ball. The Heat scored 40 in the first, 36 in the second, 37 in the third, 37 in the fourth. It's funny. I sent a message to Nick in the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, I said, I bet Bam doesn't score 40. Because, these guys have these monstrous quarters and then they don't do shit the rest of the game, or they really become a lot more reserved, or because they blew their wads so badly. And you're like, then they stop shooting and stop being aggressive. What I loved today about Bam was he never stopped being aggressive. And that's also what makes you so angry about Bam Adebayo all the time. The fact that he can have a game where he scores 83 points. I think his previous high was like 30s, high 30s. To think that a guy that's averaging 18.9 on 44.7% shooting comes in and 33% from 3, comes in here and scores 83 points. He took 43 shots, 43 free throws. I mean, they just started fouling him left and right. And he was getting fouled constantly. There was one where they didn't call on a rebound where the dude just literally bear hugged him to keep him from getting the ball. It was a clear foul. They didn't call it. But man, that was incredible. That was incredible. And here's the crazy part. The Miami Heat play tomorrow. The Miami Heat play tomorrow. So now I have concerns. Will this guy have any legs to play tomorrow? They played the Milwaukee Bucks. That was nuts, man. Does it mean I'm not going to criticize Bam in the future? Of course not. I'm still going to criticize the shit of his ass. I'm serious. It ain't going to change. When you see a game like this, you hope that it hits a switch for this guy to where he finally starts living up to the belief that people have in him. I mean, realistically, I'm not here to criticize. I'm here to say the truth. You get upset because you're sitting there. There's games where he takes 5 shots, 10 shots. He took 17 or 18. He had like 17 shots in the first quarter. And you want to see that aggressive nature, because that aggressive nature is what makes people great. That aggressiveness is what makes guys great. The Heat have now won 6 straight games. They're on a tear. They're playing well. They're putting themselves in the position to not be a play-in team. We all know how we get. We get in that mind where we win all these games and then we start losing 4, 5, 6 games in a row too. But right now, Miami Heat's only a few games out of being a 4 seed. Like they're tied for the 5 seed. They're at number 6, but they're tied for the 5 by percentage points. They actually have a shot to be a 3, 4 seed. That means if they continue to play well. They're averaging over 120 points a game. They lead the league in scoring. Still, which is crazy. Never thought you'd say that about the Miami Heat. And they're tough at times to watch. Look, my opinions on a lot of things that they haven't changed. I'm not gonna sit here and say my opinion on things have changed. I still have the same opinions of Bam and of Tyler Hero and stuff like that. I mean, again, Miami was trying to trade Hero. They had nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. And they've refused to make Bam part of any deal. So at the same time, you have a guy who you're paying $55 million to a year, and he averages 19 a game on 45% shooting. This is what we want to see. Obviously, he's not going to score 83 points ever again. He's never going to do this again. But why can't he do what he did and approach it the way he approached it? That is what you expect from the greats. That's what you expect from the guys that people are paying max contracts to. You expect the guy to take 20 shots a night. You expect him to be aggressive all the time. You expect him to have that score first, dominate mentality. And if Bam can play like this and have that approach, again, he ain't ever going to score 83 again. But if he has that approach, he can be a great, great player. And that's why people like Nick get so pissed off. I get pissed off because there's a talent level, but you always ask yourself, where is it here? Where is it here? But man, what a night. What a night for Bam Adebayo. You got to congratulate him. Congratulations, Bam Adebayo. That was incredible. I hope we see it again real soon. I hope we see that. I hope we see that approach tomorrow night against the Bucks. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Because if you play like that, the Miami Heat have a legitimate chance to do something in the playoffs. Because they're looking like they're having a good time again. They're looking like they're having a good time. I know it's the Wizards. The Wizards suck. But it doesn't matter. We've lost games to bad teams before. we got plenty of those. That's why we're 37-29. So to play the game without four guys who are major contributors to your team, that's even more incredible. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. Like the video, subscribe. Man, Bam Adebayo, salute you, my friend, man. This is Heat Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.